So you filed for your green card and you applied for your work permit and your travel document, but it's taking months and months to get them. How do you expedite your work permit? How do you expedite your travel document? In this video, I'm going to give you the most up-to-date tips how to move your work permit and your travel document faster so you won't be stuck waiting for the months and months, not be able to work, not be able to travel. So what are you waiting for? I'll see you on the other side. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Immigration Channel. This is a place where you get the most up-to-date immigration news, immigration information, and everything else that you need to make your immigration journey less stressful. My name is Jacob Sapochnick, and I'm an immigration attorney located in San Diego, California, and I help clients in all 50 states. This video will talk about how can we expedite our work permits, our travel documents after we file them. Many of you guys are in the process of getting your green cards, you filed for your adjustment of status, you filed for your EAD and your travel documents, and it's taking forever. So in this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know, so make sure you watch this all the way until the end. I've been practicing immigration for almost 20 years. Almost 20 years, can you imagine? And even up to 6 years ago, 7 years ago, it took work permits. It took work permits once you file your adjustment of status application, maybe 2-3 months max to be able to get them, which is normal. You file the application, you wait for your work permit, you get it, you start working, and then eventually, maybe 6 months later, 8 months later, you get called for your interview. But now, and especially after the COVID-19 pandemic started, backlogs are crazy, and it's taking people months. What used to take 6 months, which was normal a year ago, now it's taking almost 9 to 12 months in some states to be able to get their work permits, their travel documents. And it's putting a lot of pressure on people not being able to work, not being able to leave the country to see their loved ones. And so I wanted to give you some updates as to what you can do to try to speed up that process. So the first thing you have to remember is that if you want to avoid these delays, you have to plan ahead. Remember, you can renew your work permit up to 180 days before it expires. So if you know your work permit is going to expire in June, you can file the extension in January. You have 6 months to do that. Do so early. Don't wait for the last minute. Don't wait the month before, because you're going to be stuck. So the first thing is planning ahead. And the same applies for your travel document. When you renew your work permit, you can also renew your travel document, and you can do so 180 days before expiration. Calendar this and make sure that you don't lose it. So we talked about filing early. Now you file early, but you still need your application to be expedited because things happen. Remember, if you're a first-time applicant, you have to go through a fingerprint appointment, biometrics. Until you get your biometrics done, you cannot expedite your case. It's rarely possible for USCIS to expedite your work permit or your advanced parole if you haven't taken your fingerprints appointment yet. So remember, for first-time applicants, it's virtually impossible to expedite until you go through your biometrics. So it's important for you not to miss your biometrics and make sure you do it correctly, attend your appointment, get it done, and after that you're in the system, so it's easier to work with your case and try to get it expedited. When you want to expedite your application for advanced parole or your work permit, there are certain things that they'll consider as factors to expedite your case. And the factors are the following. Number one, severe financial loss to a company or person, provided that this loss is not your fault. So for example, you were at fault because you didn't file the application on time. You were at fault because you didn't respond to requests for evidence on time. As long as it's not your fault and you can prove that there is severe financial loss to a person or the company, you document it with all the evidence, you submit it, this is one of the best reasons why they'll expedite your advanced parole or work permit and be able to get it faster, because we can tell them, listen, we've done everything correctly, we never had any issues with any RFEs, we responded on time, now we are in urgent need to expedite our case, and then they'll do it. Emergencies and humanitarian reasons, things that happen out of the blue, somebody died, and you can document that, you should be able to request an expedite for your travel document or work permit. If it's a U.S. government interest or urgent cases of federal agencies, you can also request your application to be expedited. And finally, if it's a clear immigration USCIS error and you can prove it and you can show it, you can send it back to them, request for them to correct it and expedite your case, because it wasn't your fault, it was their error, and you shouldn't be paying for your error. You need to work, you need to be able to travel. So these are the main reasons, the main scenarios where you should and can request to expedite your EAD or advanced parole. Remember, even if USCIS approves your request to expedite, it may take several weeks for your actual documents to arrive in the mail. Now, if you have an emergency and you need to leave like right away, there are cases where if you have your receipt and you have all the documents, you can show up with an InfoPass at the local USCIS office and request an emergency parole to be issued the same day. They'll give it to you usually for 30 days up to 6 months. It's a temporary document while your actual document, your actual card is being produced. Again, we had cases where we took our clients to the local office. There was a death in the family. There was somebody very ill that they need to leave right away, and they were able to get their documents right there on the spot at your local USCIS office. There is such an option. Most people are not aware of that. Make sure you take advantage of that if you really need that. So hopefully the information in this video was helpful. Remember, the key is to file early and plan ahead. As long as you do that, you will definitely have less issues and you will not need to expedite your case, because right now it's taking over 6 months to get your EAD and advanced parole. Once again, if you have any questions, post them in the comments below. If you do need my help with any of your documents, any requests, any problems that you have with immigration, make sure you text me 619-483-4549. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in our next video.
Perfect.
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in our next video.